Welcome to phase 1 of your 8-week program. This is your day 1, and you're going to repeat this day 1 4 weeks in a row. You're going to track your progress throughout the 4 weeks, and hopefully we're getting stronger, we're adding more resistance, and we're just ultimately feeling better in our bodies. Remember, I want you to meet yourself where you are today. I don't care where you were a year ago, yesterday, 3 years ago. I want you to meet yourself today wherever you are. In this first portion of the program, we're going to start with body weight or banded hip thrusters with a 2-second pause at the top. I'm going to demo how we're going to get into this. You're going to find an elevated surface, preferably if you're at home, your couch, or if you're at the gym, you may use a bench. What you're going to do is you're going to work your way down onto your back. Shoulder blades are going to support you on the couch. Your feet are going to come right out in front of you. I want your feet at least shoulder width apart. I want you to thrust those hips up, tuck your chin to your chest, squeeze your glutes as tight as possible. As you go down, I want you to keep your chin connected to your chest, and I want you to go back down. So do not leave your rib cage open. Make sure it's nice and tucked. So pull your upper abs down. Exhale with those hips at the top. Squeeze your glutes as tight as you can. Inhale, you go back down. Try not to let your knees wobble around. Keep them nice and straight. With a band, if you decide to use a band, you're going to step into your band. So sit down, step into your band, pull that band up right above your knees, about an inch above your knees. You're going to make sure you keep your knees wide. This band is going to want to bully your knees in. Make sure you're still keeping those feet shoulder width apart. We're just turning the glutes on. Same thing, keeping your chin tucked to your chest. Exhale, lift those hips, squeeze your glutes as tight as possible. Inhale brings you back down. Exhale, lift, 2-second pause. 1, 2, inhale, back down. Exhale, takes you back down. All right, now part 2 of this, you're going to do push-ups. These are going to be a superset, so I do not want you to rest much in between each of these. You have 3 different movements. You're gonna rest 30 to 40 seconds after you complete the circuit. So as you come down for your push-ups, I want you to make sure everything is stacked. So come down to a quadruped position, make sure everything is stacked. Shoulders, elbows, wrists, fan out your fingers for a nice equal distribution of weight in those fingertips. Then I want you to go ahead and kick one foot out, then kick the other out. The wider your feet are, the easier it is to kind of control your hips from swaying. Go ahead and kind of pop up to your toes, roll your shoulders back, shrug your shoulders away from your ears. Go ahead and drop yourself all the way down to the ground. Exhale, lifts you back up. So inhale down, elbows go back, exhale, back up. If that is too much for you, a modification where you could start is, I want you to stay on your toes, go all the way down to the ground, set your knees down, push yourself back up. Try it again. Go all the way down, set your knees down, exhale, push yourself back up. If that is still too much for you, you may grab a chair. With the chair, you're going to elevate your upper body, which just kind of gives you a little bit more of a modification here, but you also can stay in a full plank position. With the modified version of a push-ups is elevating your upper body, just bringing your upper body up just a little bit higher. So you will grab a chair, you will come down and do the same thing. Make sure everything is stacked, shoulders, elbows, wrists. You're gonna kick out to a high plank, roll your shoulders back, so really shrug your shoulders away from your ears. Inhale takes you down, elbows still go back. Exhale brings you back up. Inhale down and exhale all the way back up. You have 18 to 15 of these. Make sure you are tracking your reps. The third exercise to this circuit is going to be a bicycle crunch. It's going to bring you down to the ground, laying flat on your back. A bicycle crunch, essentially, you're going to lift one leg straight up, make sure your shin is parallel, make sure your foot is still flexed. You're going to bring your opposite elbow over to that knee, and then you can kick back out straight. If that feels good for you, you're going to pick up both knees, make sure your lower back is on the ground, so really push your belly button down, take both hands behind your head, drop one leg, rotate over to the other side, bring it back in, and switch sides like so. I do not want you to go too fast. I want you to really slow down so you can get a full range of motion here. Your second circuit of this workout, you have 3 different movements. We are doing a deadlift, seated or bent over rows, and mountain climbers. Now, a deadlift is a hinge. A deadlift is a little different from a squat. A hinge is where you just hinge forward. So what I want you to do is I want you to take your feet shoulder width apart. I want you to take your hands straight down. As you look straight down, I want you to make sure that your feet are right on the outside of your hands. From there, standing up nice and tall, I want you to find a plank in the air. I want you to squeeze your glutes, squeeze your quads. I want you to pull your rib cage down. I want you to find your hip crease, and I want you to slowly bend your knees. Make sure your knees are tracking your toes. Push them out. Push your butt back. Find a nice flat back. Reaching straight down, nice long spine. Exhale, squeeze your glutes, stand right back up. Pull your rib cage down. Do not lean back. Do not lean forward. Don't keep a bend to your knees. Stand up nice and tall. So, inhale, bend your knees. You want to make sure that your shoulders are always above your hips. Exhale, stands right back up. Let's do that again. Practice it a few times. Just naked. Naked meaning no move, no weight. Inhale, hips go back. Exhale, stand up. Inhale, hips go back. Exhale, stand back up. One more time. Inhale, hips go back. Exhale, stand right back up. Now, if you go ahead and grab your band, you're going to step into your band. So you're going to open up the loop. You're going to step all the way into it, find that same foot position. Then you're going to grab the bottom portion. So just lift your toes just a bit so you can make sure that it's nice and even on both sides. From here, you're going to start from the bottom, keeping this hinge. Inhale, roll your shoulders back. Exhale, make sure you're keeping all 10 toes down the ground and make sure you're pushing your hips back. Now, this is if you have a band. If you have light dumbbells, you may use your light dumbbells. With your dumbbells, you're going to stand up nice and tall. You're going to start all the way at the top. Keep those feet shoulder width apart. Go ahead and find that plank in the air. You're going to inhale, keep those dumbbells as close to your body as possible. Exhale brings you right back up. Inhale takes you down. Keep those knees bent. Exhale, right back up. Do that 2 more times. Inhale takes you down. Exhale stands you right back up. 1 more. Inhale in, and exhale stands you right back up. Now, after you do that, we're going to move into seated rows. If you have bands, you're going to grab a lighter band, something that feels really good for you to do a seated row. Now, as you come down to the seated row, I'm going to bring you down. You're going to wrap the band around your feet, and you're going to kick your legs out. You're going to sit up nice and tall, roll your shoulders back. You're going to pull those elbows in, so you're pulling your elbows away from your body. Inhale, reach all the way forward, get a full extension in your elbows. Exhale, pull back. Make sure you're sitting up nice and tall. This is not it. This is not it. Sit up nice and tall. Exhale, pulls. Inhale, reaches you forward. If you do not have bands and you have dumbbells, you may use your dumbbells for this. To use your dumbbells, you're going to stand up nice and tall, and you're going to find that hinge again. So you're going to roll your shoulders back, hinge forward. So you're in that deadlift position, shrug your shoulders back. Inhale, row them up. Exhale, get a full extension at the bottom. Make sure you're pulling your core nice and tight to protect your lower back. After we finish with these rows, you're going to come down. We have mountain climbers. Mountain climbers, coming down to a high plank position. So just like we did in the push-up, making sure form is there. Shoulders, elbows, wrists are stacked. So as you come down into that plank position, fan out those fingers, equal distribution of weight in those fingertips. I'm going to have you drive, march one knee into your chest, and then extend it back. March one knee into your chest, extend it back. So after you kind of find that groove, you can pick up your pace a little bit. But as you're doing this, make sure you're not forcing yourself back. This is not it. Drop those hips, squeeze your glutes, and you're driving your knees into your chest. If that is too much for you, you can also elevate your upper body for this as well. So if you elevated your body for your push-ups, please elevate your upper body for these mountain climbers. For your final circuit of this workout, we are going to also do 3 different workouts. We have split squats, we have lat pull downs, and we're going to do a static plank. With your split squats, you're going to stand forward, you're going to take your foot onto a surface, so it can be your couch, it can be a chair, whatever feels good for you. You're going to take one foot back, and you're going to kind of play around with this. Play around with the footing position. Some people kind of go into it too far. If you're too far, you'll feel it. You'll kind of have to just get into it and feel the movement here. From here, I want you to make sure you're activating your back glute. So whatever foot that is back, make sure you're squeezing that back glute. I want you to think of your hips as headlights. If one is open like this, their headlights aren't pointed forward. Make sure those hips are pointed forward. Inhale, you're gonna bend your back knee. Try to get your back knee as close to the earth as possible, keeping this front heel down. Exhale, push back up. Inhale takes you straight down. Exhale brings you right back up. Inhale takes you down. exhale brings you up. You can hold dumbbells at your sides, you can wrap a band around your foot, whatever feels good for you as you're on this journey to progress. If that does not feel comfortable for you, you can always just kind of do a split squat on the ground. So same thing, you're gonna keep your front foot forward, you're gonna take your back foot back, you're going to make sure both hips are forward, tuck your upper abs. From here, I want you to squeeze those thighs in together. If this is your range of motion, this is your range of motion, exhale back up. Do not force something that does not feel good for you. Work on progressing by getting your knee further down. Work on your mobility, work on different things every week just to kind of build that foundation up. If you do not have an elevated surface to elevate your back foot, you're just here, taking your back foot straight down, trying to keep your chest up nice and tall as possible, spine nice and long. For the lat pull downs, you're going to grab a band. I would recommend you grab something light to medium just so you can kind of see where your benchmark is. With the lat pull downs, we're going to activate our lats. Our lats are located here. You're going to grab one of your bands and grab it nice and evenly on both sides. You're going to lift it up above your head. We're going to take this band behind our head. Nice soft bend with the elbows, and I want you to lead with those elbows. Go ahead and pull the band apart, pull it straight down to about to your shoulder blades, and then reach it right back up. Pull it right down, get soft bend to those elbows, and all the way back up. Pull down, soft bend to those elbows, and pull it right back up. For your third movement, we're going to move into a plank. So we're going to start on the ground. So starting on the ground, go ahead and find me in a quadruped or a tabletop position. From here, I'm going to have you walk down to your elbows, making sure that your elbows are stacked right underneath your shoulders. You can either put your hands, place your palms down, or you can make a fist, but I want you to make sure that your forearms are parallel. From here, I'm going to have you kick out one leg and kick out with the other. Drop your hips, squeeze your glutes, and this is your plank. If that is too much for you, you can always just drop one knee down, drop two knees down, whatever feels good for you. But if you do decide to do a modification, kind of find this plank first and then set your hips down. Make sure you're still tucking your hips under, squeezing those glutes, bringing as much tension to your midline as possible. For your burnout, you have 3 different movements: constant tension squats, squat hold, and then we're going to bring it home with jump squats. You're going to take your feet shoulder width apart. Inhale, you're going to bend your knees, drop your hips down. Inhale takes you down, exhale brings you up. Constant tension, meaning you're going to keep going. So you're going to squat, stand all the way up. Push those hips forward, lock those legs out. If you need to take your hands down to the ground, you can take your hands down to the ground, but you're here constant for 30 seconds. Once you do the 30-second squats, we're going to move to squat jumps. Squat jump is just like what we did in the squat. You're gonna squat, and as you stand, you're going to jump. Squat, jump low, land low. If squat jumping is too hard for you, you're gonna squat, pop up to your toes. Squat, pop up to your toes. Now, modification for your squat is to stand in front of your couch, squat, tap, reach and touch the couch, and stand back up. Squat, tap the couch, stand back up. You can do the same thing with your squat jumps. Squat, pop up to your toes. Squat, pop up to your toes as you stand. Squat, pop up to your toes. Part 3 of this is going to be a squat hold. A squat hold, you're going to find your deepest squats that feels best for you. So inhale takes you down, make sure your chest is up nice and tall, and you're going to hold here. So just get comfortable, breathe in through your nose, exhale out through your mouth, just hold the squat.